So a Fox News alert moments ago, Donald Trump speaking out as jury selection for his hush money case begins today, saying, quote, as virtually every legal scholar has powerfully stated, the Biden Manhattan witch hunt case is, among other things, barred by the statute of limitations. This trial should be ended by the highly conflicted presiding judge. And the left-leaning media already in meltdown mode. Watch.
We all know what you feel and what you don't feel about this guy. How do you get a jury to ignore all of that and just look at the facts?
Yeah, jury selection is kind of going to be the whole ball game because all Trump needs is one. All Trump needs is one cultist, one dyed-in-the-wool Trump supporter to sneak into that jury, and he can hang the whole thing. He or she can hang the whole thing.
If it were Donald Johnson that we were talking about, not Donald Trump, he would not be on his social media site posting. He would be in contempt in a jail cell.
Trump is going to use this courtroom and other courtrooms to come as really the centerpiece of his campaign.
Unbelievable. And the Washington Post presses New Yorkers on whether they can even be impartial in the case. Alabama GOP Senator Katie Britt joins us now. So, Senator, you're a legislator, but you're also a lawyer.
Yes.
Do you feel like the president can get a fair trial here in New York?
No, I mean, look at what we're seeing. This is the left continuing to melt down over Donald Trump. They are obsessed. I mean, there is a reason both the federal prosecutors and state prosecutors said we are not going to move forward with this. And then you have Alvin Bragg enter into the arena and want to make a name for himself. People know that. People are sick of the two-tiered system of justice that we're seeing. And I think that the more the media can talk about this, which we're going to see them do, then the less they have to talk about what a disaster this country is under Joe Biden. They know people want Donald Trump back in the White House, and they absolutely cannot stand it.
It's the perfect transition, Senator, because you got the political ramifications of this, you got the legal ramifications, but you also got the calendar.
Right.
And the president is making the argument that it's election interference because he can't be on the campaign trail
Right.
if you got this calendar full of days that he has to be in court. I mean, just look at it from today to May, November. I mean, when will he get the campaign if he's in the courtroom?
That's exactly it. And the thing is, they know that people want Donald Trump back. They know they want the policies back. I mean, look at what's happening on the country right now, whether it's our border, whether it's abroad, or whether it's how far your dollar goes at home. It is a complete and total disaster under Joe Biden. So we need Donald Trump out there giving that message and obviously bringing more people in. And they know that when that happens, he's going to win in November, and they absolutely cannot stand it. So we've got to get him back out there, get this wrapped up, and save our country.
So, Senator, I got some other news for you. Obviously, it's a big issue for pretty much every single state that we've been going to, that the border is not being secured right now. The House passed impeachment. It's over in the Senate's hand right now, or at least they want to get it there.
That's right.
What's the timeline on, actually, will there be a trial or not?
Yeah, so this is a great question, and this is something we've got to continue to keep the pressure on Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer would rather spend his days putting very partisan judges on the floor and us not actually doing our job. So what you see right now is we're waiting on the transmission of that impeachment to come to the Senate. We've got to keep this momentum building because what Chuck Schumer wants to do is just motion to table. He wants to just completely sweep this under the rug. And Lawrence, the American people deserve better. This has been 150 years since we have been dealing with something like this, but it is unprecedented to not have a free, open trial in front of the American people. And Lawrence, just look, whether it is drug cartels, whether it's human traffickers, or whether it's terrorists, it is absolutely open season under Joe Biden and Secretary Mayorkas and these failed policies, and somebody needs to answer for it. And this is what you're not going to see in the media. And let me tell you what Chuck Schumer doesn't want people to know. You know, he doesn't want us to be able to say, look at the drug cartels. You look at the fentanyl poisonings. It's a leading cause of death between the ages of 18 and 45 in this nation. When you look at human trafficking, under President Trump, it was a $500 million industry. It is now a $13 billion industry under Joe Biden. That's men, women, and children who are suffering and paying the price. And then when you look at terrorists, Lawrence, we had the FBI director just a few months ago say in a Senate hearing, he sees blinking lights everywhere. We know under President Trump, there were only 14 known terrorists that came to the border. We're looking at upwards of 350 and more. And that doesn't even account for the known gotaways. People, 1.8 million and growing, that we don't know who they are, where they're going, or what their intentions are. It's absolutely despicable, and the American people deserve better.
And no change in policy from the administration.
None.
Also, to your point, A lot of Democrats in swing states. Chuck Schumer doesn't want them on the record.
He doesn't want them on the record, and that's why Senator Lindsey Graham actually put a letter forth, and almost all GOP senators signed it, saying we demand a trial. So we're going to keep fighting for the American people while Chuck Schumer tries to protect, like you said, senators in swing states and sweep us under the rug. The American people sincerely deserve better, and we're going to make sure they get it.
Senator, thanks so much for
Thank
coming
you so
by
much,
and seeing
Lawrence.
us.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.